Yes, ma'am.
Dear Diary, today, just like any other day. Psych, we had a half a day, so I went to the Y. Afterwards, we played some games. Of course, you know we won. If it wasn't for my glasses falling, I would have scored more. But it was fun. After I came home, I finished up my laundry, and now I'm about to hit the bed. I'll write to you tomorrow to let you know how it goes. Love, Yasmin.
I didn't deserve this. While thousands peacefully sleep through the night in the tough city of Chicago, Illinois, Yasmin Acree just vanished. Yasmin was a freshman at Austin Polytech Academy in Chicago at the time of her disappearance and was about to start a new job. So enthusiastic about life and had no history of runaway behavior. However, Yasmin, who was born in Kentucky, had a troubled past. Her mother, who is now deceased, was a drug addict, and Yasmin and her older brother were removed from her home when they were toddlers. Yasmin spent several years in the Kentucky foster care system, where she was sexually abused and developed severe emotional and behavior problems. As incident after incident began to drag Yasmin into a downward spiral, in 2001, her mother petitioned to the courts to have her children placed in the care of a family member. So, Yasmin and her older brother went to live with Rose Mae Stearns. Although Rose was their aunt by marriage, she chose to adopt them in 2006. Rose stated multiple times that she loved Yasmin, but had trouble dealing with her behavior problems stemming from her trauma. Unfortunately, rather than communicating and understanding this child, Rose occasionally disciplined her by whipping her with a belt or locking her in the basement. As though things couldn't get worse, in 2007, when Yasmin's older brother was only 16 years old, Rose asked him to leave her home. Yasmin wrote in her diary how she felt in regards to him leaving. Now, after this, Yasmin was forced to be the only child living in the residence, especially during the time of her disappearance. Now, prior to this, she was an excellent student in middle school, but when she started high school and her brother was gone, her grades went down. In the early hours of the morning, Rose's live-in boyfriend, Charles Burt, noticed that the two locks on the outside fence and the lock on the basement door had been cut. Yasmin's bedroom was in the basement, and she was gone. Her room appeared to be untouched, and nothing was taken, not even her glasses. Now, let me remind you, Yasmin could not see anything without her glasses. Now, Rose, on the other hand, left Yasmin with Charles for 2 days to visit her older daughter and her grandchildren. I must admit that the family has criticized the police investigating this case, claiming that investigators assumed she was a runaway and failed not to look into possible causes of her disappearance. Authorities also admitted that they made serious errors at the onset of the investigation by not immediately dusting for fingerprints, not taking the broken lock from the basement door, and failing to look into the people surrounding Yasmin. The investigation went extremely cold quickly. While a panic kicked in to search for this missing child, eyes became oblivious to the monster living upstairs. Terrell Jimmy Smith, age 35, moved into the second floor apartment with his father in Rose's home. Terrell's father was friends with Rose and her live-in boyfriend. And Terrell moved into the building in 2005. And this was after he was paroled from prison where he had been serving a sentence for attempted murder. Now, please remember that following Terrell's release, he was arrested about 6 times, and he admits that he always was armed and sold drugs near Yasmin's basement room. As Yasmin remained missing, Terrell's criminal activities escalated. And Rose, for some reason, didn't even tell the police that Terrell was living in her building until 2009. Terrell was arrested for other heinous crimes. He was charged and serving a 10-plus year sentence for raping 5 females, including 2 14-year-old girls he allegedly kidnapped. Now after that, he alleged his own involvement into Yasmin's case. But with no proof or body that was uncovered or released, it ended up being a cold case again, and this just led to more frustration for Yasmin's family. Now, despite revelations of police misconduct and Terrell's disturbing claims of knowing what happened to Yasmin, her case still remained unsolved to this day. Rose, along with Yasmin's cousin, Reverend Ira Acree, continued to advocate for Yasmin and urged Chicago police to investigate her disappearance. Unfortunately, Rose passed from natural causes in 2014 at the age of 57. But her passing didn't deter Yasmin's family from seeking answers. Ira continued to voice concerns, urging a renewed investigation and justice for Yasmin. As the 31st anniversary of Yasmin's birthday passed in 2023, Ira expressed frustrations at the lack of police attention, and he calls for renewed efforts and justice for Yasmin. Now, Yasmin Acree's story is one of tragedy, police missteps, and lingering questions. Despite the passage of time, her family continues to advocate for justice, hoping to uncover the truth about her disappearance and bring closure to this mystery. Yasmin's case remains unsolved, and foul play is suspected. Yasmin didn't deserve this.